Today were really aggressive and brave in going man-to-man and made it really difficult for Aston Villa to play out. And there's some examples I want to show you here, which they got really success from it.
And this is further up the field, yeah?
Yeah, this is further up the pitch, but they were man-to-man all over the pitch, and it made it really difficult for Aston Villa to play out. If you see here, man-to-man at the back, no problem, 3v3. But what they tried to do was force Aston Villa down their right-hand side. And they wanted the ball to go to Conde, then eventually to Cash, and then they were going to be aggressive and try and win the ball back. And they done that, and it caused Aston Villa problems, especially the first half. It caused them big problems. You see here, it goes to Matty Cash. Now Dorgu goes in. Luke Shaw is brave, goes in, wins the ball. They don't win the second ball, but now they've got bodies around the ball to be aggressive and get to the man. And they give a free kick away here, but it's no problem. And this was constant throughout the first half again. So now you see the body positions of the Man United players. They wanted to go back, then to go down Aston Villa's right-hand side again, which that happened. They force it into Conde again. Now it goes into Matty Cash. Dorgu's there, Luke Shaw's in behind. Man-to-man, no problem. Now what Matty Cash does wrong, he takes an extra touch, which allows Dorgu to get in tight to him. He wins the ball back. Now Cunha's in a really good position. And it's a great finish, and they got the rewards for being aggressive. Again here, Cunha starts this attack, this press off. Ugarte and Martinez follow him, and now man-to-man, Mason Mount goes on his press, but then he goes again. When you're man-to-man, you have to go to the goalkeeper. This time it comes down Aston Villa's left-hand side, but no problem. Dalot was there, Sesko was there, they win the ball back high up the pitch. Again, man-to-man in the left-hand side of the pitch, this time Villa's left-hand side. They win a corner. Xerxes comes on the pitch. Now again, trying to force it down the right-hand side in the second half. Aston Villa have learned from the mistakes. They're not going to play short. Manchester United 3v3 at the back. They win the first ball, win the second ball. It sets them up on another attack. So I thought they were really brave and aggressive, and they've done it really well.
And you can see, can't you, how one press then leads. You can see the trigger points. You can see that they've worked on it.
Yeah, it's something they've definitely worked on before the game, and it was successful, especially high up the pitch.
And that's the key, isn't it? High up the pitch.
Yeah,
because further back, it wasn't, and that allowed the brilliance of Morgan Rogers to take advantage.
Yeah, he was the difference in the game, Morgan Rogers. He was the standout for Villa. Villa didn't play brilliant today. They didn't have to do anything absolutely outstanding, but as Wayne said, half the pitch great, but you've got to do this when you're in your own final third as well. Side on his stronger right foot. This is really, really poor defending. You cannot allow that to happen, especially if it's Rogers. You know what he's like. He's got all the quality in the world to do that. And the referee helped us out here, Michael Oliver, with his ref cam. That was an unbelievable view. You cannot allow them to do it. It was a great finish, it was, but it's avoidable. And United should have been more aggressive in their own final third. Again, 3-on-3, they don't mind that. They're all in good positions. But then things start to go wrong. Players start to switch off. Bad ball to Tielemans. It's in behind him. And again, Dalot, this is the opposite side this time. He's got to go closer. He knows that Tielemans is not going to beat him for pace. Make it difficult for him. Get close to him. They're 3-on-3. Everything's fine. He's facing the corner flag. No danger. You've got to stop the cross. Put your leg up. He allows Tielemans to cross the ball. Yoro switches off. Who's there? The man of the moment again. That little second touch there does take it away from Yoro, but they are set up. The ball should never go in the box. Dalot's got to stop it. And here's the kind of celebrations you want. I just hope his phone's not in his pocket. Because he's not going to get that back.
No, just had to go back into Rosehead to get his house key.
Absolutely. Yeah. But Chappers, what we'd say is it's avoidable. It's avoidable for United in their own final third. Wayne's saying aggressive up the pitch, which they were, but you've got to be even more aggressive when you own.
Morgan Rogers becomes the first Villa player to score 2 or more goals in back-to-back Premier League games since you did it in the late 90s. Right, I gave you some stick at the start, so we'll praise you now. He's in a great run of form. He's like their talent. Him and McGinn are kind of talismanic for Villa. And as we get closer and closer to the World Cup, all the discussions will be who will be England's starting 10. Is he in pole position for you?
Yeah, I think he has to be in pole position because I think he started the last qualifier game, or the last important game for England in that position. And then since them England games, his form has gone even better, and he's been in great form. He's scoring goals, he's quick, he's strong, he holds the ball. So I think at the minute he's in pole position. There's some quality players, obviously, to try and take that spot, and there's a long way to go before the World Cup, but he's doing everything right to try and make sure that position is his.
And does he hold that more? You know, when you talk about the 10, people play 10 from different positions, don't they? Cole Palmer can move into the 10 from maybe a slightly wider position, or Bellingham from slightly deeper. Is he an out-and-out 10, Rodgers, for you?
I think he can play different positions, but yeah, I think he's the one who isn't out-and-out 10. Jude can play in different positions. Phil Foden can play from the sides. Cole Palmer, Eze can play from the sides, but I think he's the one who gives more of a presence in there when you need that. And obviously his form now is great, and Tuchel seems to like him a little bit more than the other players. So if he keeps his form up, then he's definitely in pole position.
Are Villa in a title race for you?
Yes, they are. Why wouldn't they be? They're 3 points behind the leaders. And why not? They didn't play well today, but they got over the line against the Manchester United side, which they don't normally beat.
Why do you think some people are not convinced that they're in a title race?
Maybe because they haven't convinced with convincing scorelines, you know, winning by 2 and 3 and 4 goals. I just feel that a manager like Unai Emery has the credentials to keep them at this level and keep them as close as he possibly can right towards the end of the season. So yeah, I do think they're in a title race.
Do you?
No. no, I don't. I don't think they are, and that's not me being disrespectful to Aston Villa. I think they're just not as good as Arsenal and Man City, and they're doing excellent, they're doing great, but to win the title, it takes a lot, and I just don't feel that they're going to be in the title.
Even though their home form is so strong, they've lost once in a calendar year at Villa Park, even though they've got the experience of the credentials of Emery.
Yeah, but I just think it takes something special and to win the Premier League title. And I just don't think Aston Villa are at the level of Arsenal or Man City.
3 points away at Spurs is very nice, and it's a difficult stadium to go to. It's a good team to play against, and we need wins to let the league table look a bit better for us, and eventually that's what we did, winning over here.
Difficult game, but we had the control. That was a bit difficult in the last part of the second half because they pushed and they scored. But yeah, we kept the result, and we go back in Liverpool with the win. That's the most important.
First and foremost, I'm extremely proud of the players, extremely proud of the team. I think they gave everything, showed unbelievable mentality. The players on the team responded today through several setbacks was immense. The first one is the first red, which I think is I've seen it given before, but I don't like. I don't think it's a reckless tackle. I don't think it's exceptional force. And then the second one goal is the big mistake. 2 hands in the back from the striker. As far as I know, the law of football is not allowed to do that. And then I think the second yellow to Kuti, I think you have a little feel of the games, 2 big boys fighting.
Well, Thomas Frank praised the mentality of his players there, and in fairness, towards the end of the game, even when they were down to 9 men, they looked as though they might well get that equaliser. Men, Joe, is there a discipline problem, or was there a discipline problem in this game, do you think?
Look, there's no doubt about it. They put a really good fight up, but at the same time, there was so much ill discipline, and you can't have that against a very good team like Liverpool. You make it difficult for yourselves. Tottenham actually started well. I don't agree with Thomas Frank here. I think Xavi Simons, look, he'll be disappointed. There's no way he's gone out of his way to nail his fellow countrymen there. But that is such a dangerous thing to do. Dangerous tackle. He's caught him on the back of the Achilles. It's for me, it's absolutely a red card. I know he looks perplexed when the decision's given, but 100%. And you see Richarlison, even here, they're fighting, they're scrapping for their lives. 2-0 down, and they managed to get themselves a goal, a really important goal. But just this little bit of petulance here, and we just see it all the time. You don't need to do that. You can get yourself a yellow card, just get yourself back up and get back in the game. And from the moment Romero got that yellow card, I felt like another one would come. You could bank on it almost, and there Konate's just baited him, and it's right in front of John Brooks. He's got no other way that he can do here. He has to give him a second yellow card, and that's down to 9, making it even more difficult. So I just can't believe they just totally lost control. And for me, this is the worst. I really don't like this. Bentancur is absolutely cheap shot on Kirkez. He's hitting really hard there. Fella professional, no need for that. And Richarlison, after the game, just still not giving up, getting himself a yellow card. Yeah, it just all looked a bit wild out there.
It was a bit wild, but from Liverpool's point of view, they get the win. Arne Slot said it's important to start making the league table look a bit better for Liverpool. And in Hugo Ekitike, they found a player who they can rely on to score in the big moments.
I think, it was a good... I mean, he's a brilliant header. I mean, Thomas Frank wasn't happy after, was he, Kelly? He thought it was a foul. And it's interesting because me and Joe were sort of off air thinking, Joe thinks it's not a foul. Sorry, Joe thinks it's a foul. I think it's not. You see Romero has a look at him here. Frimpong's on the ball at the top of the picture. It takes a little nick, actually, the cross off Spence. But I just think Ekitike gets up early, hang time. I know we've seen in the past a Shearer or a Drogba or something. We've seen him powering over the defender. He's got the run and jump as well over Romero. And yes, you could lever maybe with his hands. I think the referee, John Brooks, has actually got it right. VAR didn't get involved as well. And maybe, Joe, you think not so sure?
Yeah, I just feel like the hands on the back gains an unfair advantage, in my opinion, but I can understand why they're not.
So they're allowing a little bit of contact, but the scoring run that Ekitike is on is much more significant given the injury to Alexander Isak, and we don't know what the prognosis is with him, but he was walking off on the ankle that we think he injured. How important can it be, particularly in the absence, we imagine, of Isak? Yeah,
I mean, it's a big loss if Alexander's gone off injured again. He's had a stop-start campaign, isn't he, to his Liverpool career, but Ekitike, he looks the real deal, doesn't he? A brilliant striker, and he'll have to step up. Obviously, Mo Salah's left as well to go to AFCON, so Ekitike will have to stay fit as well, because it's a big loss if Alex is out for a number of weeks now as well.
Now, we will see the top two.
Good control over the game.